Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now in this video I'd like to continue on from my previous two, and I'd like to show you some more of the horror movies which I haven't yet touched on in previous videos prior to this series, what I'm doing now. So without further ado, I'd just like to get straight into it. So the first two I'd like to show you, a couple of Bela Lugosi movies. The first one is called The Devil Bat. Absolutely love Bela Lugosi, and this is a fantastic edition. This, it really is. Yeah, it's this is the colorized version. As I've said in previous videos, I'm not one of these people that cock their noses up, you know, at old movies that have been colorized. All right, it's not the original color, but a lot of them do a pretty good job, you know, in the colorization, and this is certainly no exception. Yeah, this is one of Bela Lugosi's finest movies, actually. Yeah, The Devil Bat runs for 66 minutes. Yeah, he plays the part of a well-meaning scientist driven mad by his greedy bosses. He seeks his revenge in the only way he knows how, by breeding a race of devil bats. So yeah, typical Bela Lugosi horror movie, yeah, from the 1940s, and that is The Devil Bat. Second Lugosi DVD I'd like to show you is a movie called Night Monster. Again, fantastic Bela Lugosi movie. Yeah, he's really on the money again in this, playing the part of a mad scientist. This is the black and white edition. Yeah, if you're not familiar with this movie, it was made in 1942, and I'll just read you a little bit of the blurb just to give an idea of what to expect if you buy it. Yeah. So, spooky Inkston Towers is filled with strange characters, any of whom could be the killer. There's the ominous butler, Bela Lugosi, the grim housekeeper, Doris Lloyd, the lecherous chauffeur, Leif Erikson. You remember him from The High Chaparral, and he's been in a couple of other good movies as well, yeah. A mystic, Niels Astor, and Inkston's demented sister, Faye Helm. Trying to solve the murders and stay alive are a psychiatrist, Irene Harvey, and a mystery writer, Don Porter. Strong ensemble acting builds suspense, as do storms, fog, secret passages, and scary sounds. So there you go, guys. A very, very atmospheric horror movie from the 1940s, and that is Night Monster, starring the great Bela Lugosi. Next movie I'd like to show you is one starring two of my all-time favourite horror icons. That's Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, and that is a movie called Nothing But the Night. This also stars Diana Dors. Yeah, quite an original movie, this and that, you know. It's yeah, very entertaining movie and that, you know. Yeah. So yeah, this was from 1972. Yeah, and it stars, as I say, Britain's two most recognised horror actors, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee plays Colonel Bingham, who's investigating the mysterious death of an old friend and two other trustees of a foundation which runs an orphanage in Scotland. Now Bingham enlists the help of pathologist Sir Mark Ashley, played by Peter Cushing, after disaster strikes when a bus carrying the orphan children crashes, killing the driver. Yeah, a pupil, Mary, is hospitalised following the crash, and with the help of Dr. Haynes, played by Keith Barron, and hypnosis discovers that the girl is suppressing memories of a traumatizing fire. Yeah, I don't want to go on too much more about the movie in case you haven't seen it, but this is a great early 70s movie starring the late great Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Yeah, so that is Nothing But the Night. Next DVD I'd like to show you is this is don't think a lot not many people are familiar with this movie. It's called Run Bitch Run, and it's a kind of a Twitter spin on the I Spit on Your Grave kind of story. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the movie, I'll just read you the back of it just to give you an idea. Yeah, it tells the story of Catherine and Rebecca, two innocent teenage Catholic schoolgirls selling religious paraphernalia door to door in order to pay for their education. Now things go horribly wrong when they knock on the wrong door in the wrong neighbourhood and are confronted by evil Marla, psychotic Clint, and sociopath Lobo. Rebecca is tortured and killed, and after she is brutally raped and left for dead, Catherine awakes with only one thing on her mind: Revenge. Yeah, so yeah, as I say, it's in the tradition of the I Spit on Your Grave kind of story. Very, very enjoyable movie. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't want to go on too much about it, you know, in case you haven't seen it like yet. But you'll be in for a good time if you get this movie, guys. That is Run Bitch Run. Yeah, fantastic movie. 86 minutes long. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, that is Run Bitch Run. Next DVD I'd like to show you is a supernatural investigation movie from the writers of John Carpenter's The Ward, and that is Dark Feed. Yeah, typical story involving investigation of a haunted building and that, you know, yeah. Yeah, it's about a film crew moving into an abandoned psychiatric hospital with a shadowy past to shoot a low-budget horror film. But of course, they get more than they bargain for. Yeah. Yeah, the late nights and lack of sleep begin to take a toll, and the longer the crew works, the more the leaky wet building seems to be coming back to life. So yeah, guys, if you like the, you know, the supernatural investigation movies involving ghost hunters and that, you know, investigating creepy old derelict buildings, I think you will enjoy Dark Feed. I certainly did. Yeah, very, very good movie. It's got a couple of bonus features on it, guys, if you want to have a look at them. And I love that slipcover as well. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed Dark Feed, yeah, and that is from 2012, Dark Feed. Now, the next DVD I'd like to show you is an Anthony Perkins movie, and that is a movie called In the Deep Woods. There's a great photo there of Anthony Perkins, yeah, who, you know, most of you will be familiar with from Psycho, yeah, but he's played many other equally enjoyable roles apart from Norman Bates and that, and this is certainly one of them, In the Deep Woods, yeah. Yeah, it's got a good twist in it as well, and that, you know, thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I watched it a few times and that, you know, and again, it's another movie I wouldn't part with from my collection. I'll just give you a little, it's made in 1992. Yeah, I'll just give a little bit of the background to the story if you haven't seen it. It's about a cunning serial killer who matches wits against an innocent young woman who unknowingly holds the key to his true identity. It's a terrifying thriller. It stars Rosanna Arquette and Anthony Perkins, and it's based on the Nicolas Conde bestseller. Yeah, very good movie. Yeah, real gripping movie. Yeah, and one of Anthony Perkins' finest, that is In the Deep Woods. Last DVD I'd like to show you for this video is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't really too keen on this movie, guys. I mean, yeah, for me, in regard to the Texas Chainsaw franchise, there's only one movie that I like out of all of them, and that is the very first one from 1974. I don't think subsequent sequels have come anywhere near to that original movie. You know, it was a fantastic movie. I've got the Blu-ray of that, which I hope to talk about in a future video, but this was very disappointing. I mean, you know, it's got a couple of features there, guys, if you have a look at them. Yeah, I was really disappointed with this movie, yeah. Yeah, so that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Now, we're going on to the Blu-rays now, guys. And the first Blu-ray I'd like to show you is a movie called House at the End of the Street. Yeah, very, very good thriller movie, yeah. More of a thriller movie than a horror movie, yeah. And there you go, there's the slipcover. It's got no reversible artwork. This actually stars, yeah, Jennifer Lawrence, Jill Bellows, from, if you remember, from Ally McBeal, and Elizabeth Shue, yeah, yeah, and then you've got like the guy from who was in Bates Motel. There he is there. He played Norman's brother. Yeah, very, very good series, that Bates Motel. Yeah, so yeah, this is a good movie, but I enjoyed it and that, you know, yeah, and it's got a good twist to it as well and that, you know, yeah. So yeah, so that is from 2011, and that is The House at the End of the Street. Next Blu-ray I'd like to show you is, this is a trilogy, and that is the Evil Dead trilogy. Yeah, I must admit, guys, out of the three movies, I preferred the first movie. The second one was alright. It was sort of like a reboot of the first one. Not too keen on Evil Dead 3, you know, when it went all like historical and that, you know, I didn't like that movie at all, yeah. But it's nice to have the three movies in this set and that, you know. It's got a nice slipcover. No reversible artwork, guys, and it's got some juicy extra features there, guys, if you want to freeze your cameras to take those in. Yeah, I first saw The Evil Dead back in 1986 when I got my first VHS VHS video recorder. Oh, the memories, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that was one of the first movies I rented out on when I got my VHS recorder, The Evil Dead. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Bruce Campbell's really on the money in that. Yeah. But as I say, the second one wasn't as good as the first one. But the third one, I mean, I don't think I can utter one superlative about that because it just wasn't for me. I just didn't get it. I know a lot of people like that movie. A lot of people hate it. I'm in the latter category, yeah. But getting back to this is a nice Blu-ray set, yeah. The Evil Dead trilogy, yeah. There you go. Next Blu-ray I'd like to show you is a modern day horror classic, and that is The Conjuring. Love that slipcover, guys, yeah. Very, very eerie movie, very spooky movie, yeah. Oh yeah, it's got a very, very malevolent, ominous atmosphere to it, this movie, yeah. Yeah, it's got some special features there, guys, at the back. And there's the notorious doll there, Annabelle. Yeah. So yeah, The Conjuring, yeah, based on true events. This movie tells the thrilling story of ghost hunters Lorraine and Ed Warren, played by Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, who help a family terrorised by an evil spirit in their mysterious farmhouse. Yeah, love The Conjuring, yeah. So that is The Conjuring. And I've got the sequel as well, which I thought was magnificent, and that is The Conjuring 2. Love that slipcover, guys, yeah. Again, there's no reversible artwork, it's just the same images on the front and that. Got some special features there. It's got one here including about the Enfield poltergeist, yeah. That's a very, 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 very interesting true story. Actually happened in 1977. Hope to do a video about that case at some point in that, because I've got the book and that, and I've got the movie that was shown on TV, yeah. But anyway, getting back to The Conjuring 2. There you go, guys. There's the extras. Yeah, love The Conjuring 2 and that, yeah. I'll just read you, if you haven't seen the movie, I'll just read you the back of the blade just to give you an idea of what to expect. Yeah, so reprising their roles from The Conjuring, Oscar nominee Vera Farmiga, very fine actress, and Patrick Wilson stars Lorraine and Ed Warren, who help a single mother raising 4 children alone in a house plagued by malicious spirits, yeah. So there you go, that is The Conjuring 2. Next Blu-ray I'd like to show you is The Stranger Beside Me. Now this is one of the many Ted Bundy movies that's been made, and that, yeah, it tells the shocking inside story of the true crime classic, and it's based on the book that was written by Anne Rule, who worked with Ted Bundy very closely in that, yeah. If you haven't seen this movie, I'll just give you I'll just read you the back of the blade just to give you an idea. Anne Rule, Emmy and Golden Globe winner Barbara Hershey, is an ex-cop working the suicide hotlines in Seattle. To make ends meet, she indulges in another obsession, writing true crime stories. She has a daughter, a fulfilling life, and a good friend in a man named Ted Bundy. Yeah, need I say more? Yeah. But anyway, I don't want to go on too much about it in case you haven't seen it. It's a very, very good Ted Bundy movie, this. Some of them, I must admit, some of them been a little bit hit and miss for me, but this is one of the good ones, yeah. The Stranger Beside Me, and I love the picture quality, and I've also read the book by Anne Rule, and this really does do the book justice, yeah. So if you're interested in the Ted Bundy case, I highly recommend that you go out and get yourself a copy of this. That is The Stranger Beside Me. Now, last but by no means least is I would describe this as a kind of a Monster Mash movie, reminiscent of the old Universal flicks, and that is Frankenstein versus the Mummy. Yeah, not a bad movie actually, not a great movie, granted, but not a bad movie. Yeah, the Mummy's fantastic, the makeup, yeah, and Frankenstein Monster's not too bad either, and that, yeah, but it's okay. But I don't think it hasn't got that magic that the Universal Monster Mash has had, where all the monsters met each other and that. But it's still good and that, it's okay. Yeah, so yeah. I can't read you the back of it because it's in foreign. This is a foreign edition, yeah. But it's got the English option to set it to, set the audio to English and that, yeah. Quite a good monster team up movie, yeah. That is Frankenstein versus the Mummy. So just to recap on all that lot, guys, I've just shown you. The Devil Bat, Night Monster, 2 fantastic Lugosi movies. Nothing But the Nice, Run Bitch Run, Dark Feed, In the Deep Woods, starring the fantastic Anthony Perkins, Frankenstein versus the Mummy, The Conjuring 2, Evil Dead Trilogy, the original Conjuring movie, Stranger Beside Me, House at the End of the Street, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. So there you go, guys. That about winds up this video, showing more of the horror movies I haven't touched on in my earlier videos. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, have you watched any of these movies yourself? Do you have any in the collection? Please feel free to comment down below. Subscribe, share. Yeah, and yeah, all going. I hope to be doing another video of the some more of the horror movies I haven't touched on very soon. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, so I hope everybody's keeping safe and that, and obeying the rules and that, yeah, try and beat this horrible virus. Yeah. Okay, guys, as I say, well, stay safe, and all going well. I shall see you all in the next video. Take care now, guys.